Hello, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to go ahead and do a high braided ponytail. So yeah, I want to go ahead and talk through this video just to explain little details on how I do things, and just, you know, I guess all my other videos are silent. I can talk through this one. So basically getting the little form of the ponytail, that's kind of where it's going to be positioned. And yeah, I am a section person when it comes to ponytails. I actually tried doing ponytails without actually sectioning it, and I just feel like with a section, you just can't go wrong. And me as a hairstylist, I'm all for doing what works, what it's gonna work. So sectioning off to me kind of helps. And my client here do have a little thinning in the middle of her head, so I kind of want to just make sure that piece of hair right there I'm putting in a ponytail. I'm really not going to add any product. I'm not going to make it tight. I'm not even going to put stress on that part. We want to, where spots are thin, we don't want to add stress to it to, make possibly make it thinner. So we're going to be light right there. So like I said, I am very much of a section person. I feel like, sections get the job done just as well as just if I put in a ponytail and just combed it into the ponytail. I feel like they both work very well. All right, so as I part my sections, I don't do them too big and not too small. And I just really want all the hair to go into one direction and know the direction that it has to go in. I do use like some type of little wax right here because it's not heavy, and it don't really make the hair hard because I spray it lightly too, because once I get to the bottom and have to mold that up, I don't want to have to like go through hard hair. Once you spray it, it gets hard, it starts turning white when you break through it. So I want to be very careful on how much I use of the got to be on this part, because I don't want it to get white and hard when I want to comb through it to let the bottom half come up. So yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna section it, and then the wax just help control the hair, basically, like, train the hair to know that it's going up into a high ponytail. All right, let's see. All right, so now that I have the sections done, now it gets to the part where I feel like it's super important. This is where I'm gonna mold the back of the hair. Now this part could be a hit or miss. It's the back of somebody's head. When they turn their head down, it crinkles up. It's really, really hard. So right there, you probably saw I sprayed. It got to be on my comb. That's really how I kind of mold. And I use the comb up like that. And I like to keep their head straight, because when the head is down, you're molding it with the head down. So when they pull their head back, it creates an automatic crease because the hair isn't used to it being back. So I try to keep their head leveled, but sometimes, I'm not even paying attention. The head will go down, or it'll just naturally go down. I'm pushing. So just as much as you can, try to keep the head level, just to help decrease creases in the back part. But they're natural. It's gonna come. That's just how our heads are. Especially with holding spray, it's kind of hard to just have that straight up. Now, when you use something softer, like I could say edge control or hard wax, sometimes it doesn't really show too much of what. Holding spray, you kind of have to be careful. So, like I said, I'm spraying the comb and using the comb, and then I'm, just taking my time and only doing the bottom part. I haven't even started into the actual part above that because you want to make sure this bottom part is up on its own. So I got closer. I know you see the small little separate parts because I did in sections, but just know towards the end I put that all together. So my camera has stopped, so I did end up molding the rest of the hair, and all I did was just spray the got to be on the comb, like I said, and keep brushing up into that ponytail where I had the small one at, and put it all in one. And it's still a light ponytail, nothing too tight. And I know some people usually leave the ponytail in and just add the top of the hair into the ponytail. I don't like to do that. I feel like it creates the bald spot in the middle of the hair because you have something constantly tight in the middle of the head plus something on top. So you want to just kind of relieve a lot of stress when you do ponytails, especially when you're adding hair to the ponytail. It already makes it heavy. So like I said, I have that comb sprayed, and you just want to start with the edge of everything and just use the comb to make that slick, slick, slick effect. So all the spray is on the comb, then I blow dry. Then when I get more into the thicker part of the hair, I just go ahead and spray, use the same comb, and you just want to comb it into where your ponytail is going to be. So you just do that all across the front. Right here, like I said, I'm a section person. I just want to make sure everything is slicked down, and depending on the length of someone's head or the thickness of somebody's hair, I'm going to section. So fortunately that part got cut out too, but we're just going to move right along. I have all the hair in a ponytail at this point. I did attach the fake hair, and in my last video, I did show how I attached the braid ponytail. So I think it's 2 videos after this if you want to go click and see. So as you see, I'm creating the wraparound for the braid ponytail. I feel like it's easier to braid once the wraparound is done because you know how much hair you have to work with. The ponytail is basically in this correct spot. So I just feel like it's just easier to do it this way. So you want to do that, and you don't want the wraparound to be too thick, especially when it comes to a braid ponytail. And her braid isn't going to be too long, so I know I'm not going to be attaching a lot of hair to this braid ponytail, so you don't want it to be looking too thick in a wraparound. So you want to spray that down, use your blow dryer to harden that up, get it to stay. It's looking good so far. Alright, so in this part now, I'm not a braider, but I know how to make some stuff work. So with my braid ponytails, I just really take my time. So I just separate into 3 and just don't mind my fingers. They look all out of whack, but it'll come together at the end. And like I said, she doesn't want it too long, so I usually start adding in hair when I do my first loop, just to keep the thickness, and especially if it's going to be a long ponytail, you want it to be thick from the beginning to the end. But since we're not using too much, I'm not going to start adding hair too early. This is a good time to, and we're not going to add too much hair because like I said, she doesn't want it too long. She has a 3-month-old baby. You want to keep hair out of the way as possible, so I totally understand. So sometimes I tend to pull the little braids too tight, so that's just me trying to loosen them up just to make sure they look even. You just want to keep adding in hair and braid down. And like I said, I'm not a braider, guys, so don't judge how I'm adding in the hair. That's just the best way I know how to, and it works for me. So yeah, so far that's how we're looking. And at this point I stopped adding hair because like I said, we don't want it too long. I feel like it's a good length and a good thickness. And also I do have water boiling to dip this braid. Dipping the braid allows it to be flexible and allow it to move kind of on its own. If I left the braid like this in this state, it would be a little stiff. It wouldn't be too free. So we do dip. Now sometimes when some of my clients bring a certain type of braiding hair, It's not really needed to dip because the braiding hair isn't too coarse. But usually Rasta-free hair is a little bit coarse, especially the jumbo. So you want to go ahead and dip it. Alright, so now it's to everyone's favorite part, the baby hairs. I'll be trying different things. She lets me kind of try a little stuff with her baby hairs. You know, I want it to look subtle, give a little Sade vibe, not too much, but you know, a little cute little something. So, yeah, we're gonna slick them baby hairs. It's the fun part. I feel like baby hairs make a lot of hairstyles, especially ponytails. Baby hairs bring something. Even sometimes when you do just the one little swoop, I feel like it gives something to it. So right there, we're just gonna blend that in with that front part a little bit. I like to do it lightly, not too harsh, because we can't control hair, especially like baby hairs where people wash their face. People do a lot of things with that part of their face. So I try not to make it too hard right there because the client may need to retouch it. So we want to give them room to do that. So I'm adding a little swoop thing in right here. And it's just looking so fire. So cute on her. And I did make her take her face mask down just to do the sideburn part, but we are going to put it back on for safety reasons. Alright, there we go. And yeah, so we have our finished product, a nice little mid braid ponytail. As you can see, everything is slicked and in its place, and she was happy. Alright, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. And if you have any questions,